What's up guys, my name is Courtney Budzyn and this is What's for Din. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a slow cooker creamy chicken tortellini soup. This is perfect for if you have a large family and you're looking to make something warm, especially in the winter time. The flavors in this are absolutely insanely delicious and it's so easy to make. I promise you, you will love this recipe, so let's go over the ingredients. You're going to need a little bit of olive oil, some chopped onion, minced garlic, tomato paste, some all-purpose flour. Then I have chicken broth, a little bit of heavy cream. You can also use milk or half and half if you want. And then I have some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I scraped a little bit of the fat off because we don't want too much fat. I also have some diced tomatoes, some fresh basil. You can also use dried if you want. Some grated Parmesan cheese, some fresh spinach. You're also going to need some cheese tortellini, and I just found this in the frozen section of my grocery store. You can also use just regular cheese ravioli if you have a hard time finding tortellini. It's basically the same thing, just a different shape. You're also going to need some salt and pepper, and I know it looks like it's a lot of ingredients, but it's really just basic ingredients. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to the stove and brown our onions up because the caramelization of onions just makes everything taste so much better. And then we'll throw it in the crock pot and it'll be absolutely delicious. And so let's get started. So I have a large pan over medium-high heat and I just poured a little bit of olive oil in it. We're going to go ahead and add our onions. So we're just looking to caramelize these onions until they have a nice golden color because that adds so much flavor, it's ridiculous. We're going to season that with a little bit of salt and pepper just to help it along. So this could take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, so I will show you what it looks like when it's there. I know it's kind of hard to see with the lighting, but my onions have a little bit of color on them, so that's about all I'm going to do. Now I'm going to add my garlic, and I don't like to add my garlic in with my onions right in the beginning because then your garlic will burn. So just keep cooking your garlic for maybe about a minute or two or until it's nice and fragrant. My garlic is fragrant, so I'm going to add my tomato paste in. Give that a good stir. My tomato paste is nice and incorporated. So now what we're going to do is make a roux. So I'm just going to add some flour and give that a good stir. And we're just going to cook this for about 2 minutes or so until the flour taste totally cooks out. And then we'll move on to the next step. So my roux is done cooking. So now we're going to go ahead and assemble everything in the crock pot. So I have my crock pot on high already. And into that we're going to add our chicken broth, our tomatoes, and our basil, and then give that a good mix together. Now I'm going to add my roux in. I know this looks totally wrong, but just trust me, it works. And then you're going to take your whisk and whisk vigorously to break up all those flour clumps. So now we're going to go ahead and add our chicken in, and just make sure the liquid is fully covering the chicken. So I'm just going to pop on the lid, and all those other ingredients, we're actually going to wait until the very end to put those in. So I'm just going to let this cook for about 3 to 4 hours on high. Mine usually only takes about 3 hours on high, but it could be different for you. If you want to cook it on low, I'd say about 4 to 6 hours. But there is a precaution because everyone's slow cookers are different. Like some slow cookers run hot, some run really cool, some almost boil the food. So you just want to cook it until your chicken is nice and tender and is all the way cooked through, so a temperature of 165 degrees, and then you're good, and then you're good to go on to the next step. So I'll see you in 3 hours. Peace. So once your chicken is fully cooked, you can go ahead and take it out of the crock pot and cut it into pieces. I just do mine in little cubes. Add it right back into the crock pot. And then you can add your cream, and I always warm mine in a pan beforehand so it doesn't curdle. Add your cheese and your tortellini. And then stir in your spinach. I know it looks like a lot, but it wilts down anyway, so you can add more if you want or less. It's up to you. And then I pop the lid back on and then set the timer for an additional 30 minutes on high. So even if you were cooking it on low, turn it on high so that way you can warm everything thoroughly and then you're ready to serve. So this is what the finished product looks like. You can see it's super creamy. It's not ultra thick, so if you want it thicker, you can add more flour, but this is just perfect for me, so I'm about to dive in. It's so good. This is the perfect amount of creaminess without being too heavy. It's really light and it's warming because it's 10 degrees out and it's freezing. So if you want to remake this recipe, just look below in the description box. I'll leave all the measurements and the written instructions. And if you did like this video, don't forget to smack that like button. And also please don't forget to subscribe. I have many more recipes to come. So as always, thank you so much for spending time with me, and we'll see you later. Peace.